How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to test out the Adobe neural filters to winterize my photos, since it's almost winter here in Texas and we don't really get winter, so I wanted to kind of just see if I can make my photos more winter. So let's jump right into it. So if you live in the South like I do in the US, well, we don't really get much of different seasons. We might get a random blizzard here, like how we did in Texas in February of this year. But other than that, we really don't get much of change of seasons or pretty much any snow or anything like that. We do get a lot of dead leaves, I guess, and trees, but other than that, we basically just kind of have what we get. So with the new update of Adobe Photoshop, they have these neural filters that you can add to make your photos either more winterized or kind of more for fall colors and everything like that. So I kind of want to just go ahead and do a little bit of a quick, not tutorial, but kind of seeing how they turn out to be together to see if they're really worth it, or are they still kind of too early in the stages for them to be good. And we're gonna go ahead and go outside and go take some photos real quick that we're gonna use for the example of this pond where they have a lot of trees, since you wanna use it for landscape, since it is for a landscape photo, not really wanna have a subject in front of it. So gotta go take a photo real quick. So let's go take that real quick. So step one to winterizing your photos whenever you don't live in a place that has actual winter is one, take your photo of your location. And once you're done taking your photo, we're gonna move on to get another one, and just that way we have a couple options before we put it into our software to get some winterization. And we found our second shot. It's gonna be back over here, and we're gonna head and take on one more photo before we go back home to put them into the computer. That's our second shot that we're taking. Now we're gonna start heading back home to be able to edit these photos and make them like winter, because we've only had like one snowfall back in February and it wasn't that nice for Texas, if you ever heard about it, but here we go. And now that we are back from taking the photo, we're gonna go into the computer and gonna pretty much put it all together to see how it turns out, and that way we can see if it looks nice or not, or if it's something that we're definitely just gonna have to travel for to get some really cool photos of winter somewhere else. And here we have the photos. I kind of just put them into Photoshop and do the camera raw to add a preset, and that's it. I just went directly to Photoshop because I think it'll be better for quality. At least that's what it seems like it would be better. So I've duplicated my layer right here. So we're just gonna test out these filters and see how they go. So go to filter, neural filters. We'll pop this bad boy up, hit the landscape mixer, and then they give you presets of what you want to do. Today I'm just going to kind of work with the slider and just kind of go from there, because, well, I don't have mountains in mind, so I'm just going to kind of go with this. But let's go to 100%, see what that does. And there we go, we have our winterized photo. So that's the before, that's the after. As you can kind of obviously tell, is you lost a lot of the stuff down here, because if I go back, I had all these leaves that I kind of use as a foreground, and then the railing itself looks just different, but it still looks kind of cool what you can do with this. I mean, nothing too crazy, nothing, I guess, too realistic in my opinion for this photo. But then again, I have, I guess, too much going on in this photo, so that's probably my assumption why it's going like this. But we're just gonna pretend that we're happy with that, and we're just gonna hit OK. And there we go, there's our photo, before, after, before, after. And we have this second one, which I already did my kind of minor adjustments, and then with my layering, I duplicated it, go back to neural filters, and open it up, landscape mixer. And now we're gonna go again 100%. And there you go, we'll see what happens. And there's our dead winter everything. Not too bad, obviously. It looks like winter, like snow. Obviously this looks a lot
cleaner and smoother, because I'm assuming the AI can't really justify itself so much down in the water area. It's better than the other one, at least, because you kind of can recognize like the water itself being a reflection. Probably like the minor thing over here with the boat itself, I think it just disappears. So they probably figured, hey, you know, it's winter, we got to get rid of the boat because there's no damn way you're gonna be out here you know, canoeing in this pond. But this is something that I would personally not see it as super great to use all the time, but if you want to do here and there off and on, not too bad. So okay, but yeah, those are our two photos right here. Not too shabby, I guess. Made Texas have some sort of winter, so I guess overall somewhat of a success.
So after seeing how it turned out with the neural filters on Photoshop, what are your thoughts on this filter and I guess the outcome of it? For me personally, I think it's still in the early stages for it to be something obviously phenomenal. The AI in it is not as perfect as you would hope. I think the less kind of message and everything, the noise that you have from the message you're trying to portray in your photo, the better, because since the reflection of the water was a little bit kind of wavy, I think the AI kind of just mistook it for whatever it was. So for me, obviously, I think it'll probably work really great if you have a photo of just trees from, let's say, a mountain, and then you don't have much else going on, that is not too much going on, is just not, so the AI doesn't have to confuse itself and see what's going on. But besides that, I think it's a really cool step forward what you can do with all these you know, neural filters when it comes down to the Photoshop update. I don't think personally I would use it too often until it gets a little bit better perhaps, but for now I think it's still fine for what it is. And I think you know, not horrible for being just I guess it's a beta version of it still, not really the final version of it, but not so bad, not something too great just yet. I guess they're trying to compete with the Lumen or Skylar or whatever it is, the AI that you can do all these editing with it. So my guess is they're trying to just kind of compete with that to take away the edge from the competition, so people aren't getting two different softwares and they're like, hey, get everything through us, I guess. But that's just my guess with that. Let me know if you are interested in, you know, these neural filters. Is this something that you're really going to be using often or not? Maybe for creating NFTs. A lot of people have been getting into NFTs. So I don't know if it's something that you plan to do different versions of your photos that way to sell for NFTs, or maybe just because you feel like it. Let me know down below your thoughts on these neural filters, and, you know, see if it's something of value to you. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.